Hi everybody, this is Mr. Terry, and I'm recording your Unit 3 Investigating Force and Motion CBA. Remember that you can pause the video at any time while you're listening if you need to hear a question or an answer choice read to you again. I will also highlight the words I'm reading to help you get through the test. All right, here we're going to start now. There's a lot to do, so I'm going to read quickly. So take advantage of the pause button and pause in between questions if you need more time. Number 1, a student wants to safely be able to move a cart up a ramp onto a truck. To see which ramp would be the most beneficial, the student investigates to see how the length of the ramp changes the amount of force needed to move the cart. This is measured in newtons. Newtons are measurement of force. Ramp number 1 needs 50 newtons of force to lift up the object. Ramp number 2 needs 40 newtons of force. And ramp number 3 needs 20 newtons of force. Which of the following conclusions can the student make from the investigation about how to safely move the cart? Is the answer A, as the height of the ramp increases, the amount of force needed increases? Is it B, as the length of the ramp increases, the amount of force needed decreases? Is it C, as the length of the ramp increases, the amount of force needed increases? Or is it D, as the height of the ramp increases, the amount of force needed decreases? Question number 2. Pause if you need to. Pause the video if you need to. Question number 2. A force is a blank. What is a force? Is it F, a push or a pull that can change motion? G, the rate of change in speed, direction, or both? H, the energy an object has due to its motion? Or J, energy that an object has due to its position? Okay, number 3. A student hit a high fly ball over second base in a championship softball game. Okay, I apologize. I had to re-record the video. I had to go back and find it back at number 3. All right, I'm going to continue where I left off. Number 3. A student hit a high fly ball over second base in a championship softball game. As the ball rises in the air, it is acted on by the force of gravity. This force causes the ball to do what? What is happening to the ball as the person hits it? Is it A, slow down, change direction, and then speed up until it falls to the ground? B, speeds up, keeps its same direction, and then slow down as it falls to the ground? C, travel at the same speed until it hits the ground, or D, travel in the same direction until it hits the ground? Remember, you can pause at any time if I'm going too fast. Number 4, the energy related to the motion of an object is called what? Is it F, potential energy, G, kinetic energy, H, electrical energy, or J, chemical energy? Number 5, friction is what? A push or a pull that can change motion. B, the rate of change in speed, direction, or both. C, a force that resists motion between two touching surfaces. Or D, the energy an object has due to its position. Question number 6. Look at the diagram of the roller coaster. According to this diagram, at what point would the roller coaster car have the greatest kinetic energy? Kinetic energy. Is the greatest kinetic energy here at number 3, number 4, number 5, or number 6? Question number 7. According to the above diagram, at what point would the roller coaster have the greatest potential energy? Is the greatest potential energy here at number 3, number 4, number 5, or number 6? Question number 8. Which inclined plane requires the most force to push the ball to the top? Think about what you know. How do you know something is going to be difficult to push to the top? Think about climbing one of these. Which would be the most difficult to climb and take the most force? Is it F, G, H, or J? Number 9. Potential energy is blank. Is it A, push or pull that can change motion? Is it B, the rate of change in speed, direction, or both? Is it C, a force that resists motion between two touching surfaces? Or D, stored energy? Number 10. A ball is given a single push up an inclined plane as shown. Which of the following will not change as a result of the unbalanced forces of gravity? What will gravity not affect? Will gravity affect the ball's position? will gravity affect the ball's speed? Will gravity affect its mass, or will gravity affect direction? Which will it not change? One of these: position, speed, mass, or direction. Number 11. Two great snipe birds are migrating. Both birds have a mass of 100 grams and are flying at 90 kilometers per hour. Bird R is flying 2 kilometers above the ground. Bird Q is flying 2.5 kilometers above the ground. Based on the information above, which statement best describes the energy of the two birds? So is it bird Q and R have the same kinetic energy and potential energy? Is it bird Q and bird R have the same kinetic energy but different potential energy? Is it bird Q and R have no kinetic energy but have the same potential energy? Or is it bird Q and R have the same potential energy but different kinetic energy? Number 12, an oceanographer is studying the feeding patterns of sharks hunting fish in the Atlantic Ocean. The shark is traveling north for 30 seconds before turning south and following another fish for 30 seconds. Which statement could the oceanographer use to best describe the shark's motion? Is it F, the shark is experiencing balance forces by changing its direction from north to south? G, the shark experienced unbalanced forces by maintaining the same direction? H, the shark experienced unbalanced forces by changing direction. J, the shark experienced balance forces in the form of a change in speed and change in direction. Number 13, balance forces are. What is the definition for balance forces? Is it A, a push or a pull that can change motion? B, forces that cancel each other out because they are equal and acting in opposite directions? C, energy an object has due to its motion. D, energy an object has due to its position. Number 14. A student is helping his neighbor move a new dishwasher into their house. The house has 3 steps on the front porch that cause the porch to be 2 meters above the ground. Here are the steps. Which method requires the least amount of force to get the dishwasher from the ground to the porch? What should the students do? Should they lift the dishwasher up 1 step at a time with a partner and rest 1 minute in between steps? G, place an inclined plane that is 10 meters long over the stairs and roll the dishwasher up the inclined plane. H, place an inclined plane 5 meters long over the stairs and roll the dishwasher up the inclined plane with a partner. J, place an inclined plane 2 meters long over the stairs and roll the dishwasher up the inclined plane with a partner. Which is the best method for reducing the amount of force needed? All right, number 15. The arrows in the model show the forces applied when 2 students push on a box. One's pushing this way, one's pushing that way. Which statement does not accurately represent what's going on in this picture? Is it A, the forces on the box are acting in opposite directions? B, the two forces acting on the box are unequal? C, the box will move in the direction of the greater force? Or D, the 2 forces acting on the box are equal? What is not true? Question number 16. Almost done. 4 more questions. A rock that falls off a cliff represents both potential and kinetic energy. Which statement best represents the energy transformation involved in this scenario? Is it F, as the potential energy decreases, the kinetic energy decreases? Is it G, as the potential energy increases, the kinetic energy increases? Is it H, as the potential energy decreases, the kinetic energy decreases? Is it J, as the potential energy increases, the kinetic energy stays the same? Number 17, unbalanced forces. What is the definition? Is it A, a push or a pull that cannot change motion? B, forces that cancel each other out because they are equal and acting in opposite directions? C, forces that cause change in speed, position, or direction? Or D, energy an object has due to its position? Number 18, the diagram represents 2 students pushing and pulling an object in the same direction. They're both pushing this way. Which statement best describes the result of the forces? Is it F, the object will not move because the forces are not the same? G, the object will move in the direction of the combined forces? H, the lesser force applied is not enough to move the object? Or J, the combined forces on the object cancel each other out? What is the best description of what you're seeing happen here? 2 more questions. Number 19. Which statement best explains how a ramp makes it easier to move a heavy object over a certain distance? Remember, a ramp is also an inclined plane. A. It decreases the amount of force by decreasing the distance. B. It decreases the amount of force by increasing the distance. C. It decreases the mass of the object. D. It increases the mass of the object. Number 20. 3 inclined planes are the same height and have different lengths. And they're shown here. Same height, different lengths. Which inclined plane requires the most amount of force to move an object? Remember, which one would be the hardest to climb, and you would have to use the most force to climb? Is it ramp A, ramp B, ramp C, or do they all require the same amount of force? Okay, feel free to pause the video now and go back to a question if you need to hear it again, and good luck on your test.